Now listen up. Because of the level of wickedness, foolishness, and stupidity that is happening in this society, it is necessary that I start to preach to some of you. There are certain important life situations and life lessons that has to be explained to some people. I want to ask you fundamentally, what is it that you have in your hands? What do you have in your hands to work with? And this is a question that God actually asked Moses. What is it that you have in your hands? What is it that you have in your house? Because the most important thing is you have to think of what it is that you have that you can use to help the society and to help the civilization. You pray every day, but what is it that you have to give God to work with? A lot of times you see situations in this place where people are more concerned about what other people have in their hands. There are people that you will find, their family, their parents have 20 acres of land, 100 acres of land, 5 acres of land. And yet these people are the ones that complain the most. And all they do is to watch other people's wealth, watch other people's effort, and start comparing themselves with other people. That man have a lot of money, man. Them man have business, and them man have that, and them man have this, and them man have that. But they have so much in their hands, they are not able to utilize or to add value to what is in their hands. But their minds are fixated on every other things that people have. I want to draw your attention to that situation where Moses had an encounter with God. And God knew that he had to send Moses to deal with Pharaoh. And as we know, the Egyptians, the workers of Pharaoh, they were magicians. These were men that were practicing sorcery, witchcraft, and everything. These were men that would throw their sticks on the ground, and these things would turn into snakes. So God was preparing Moses to deal with certain situations. So when he met with Moses, one of the things he asked him to do was what is it that you have? And he said, I have a rod, a piece of stick. And he said, throw it on the ground. And it turned into a snake. There was also another situation where there was a prophet Elijah. So he was in a situation where he met Elisha. There was a prophet who died, and his wife had a son. So the wife was worried that she was going to lose her son because the prophet, her husband, died and left death. So one day she told the prophet that she's in a bad situation, things rough, things scruffy, and she doesn't really know what to do. So the prophet asked her, what is it that you have in your house? And she said that she has some oil. So he asked her to go and borrow some receptacles, some basins, some tubs, some barrels, whatever, from the neighbors. So she went and do that. And she had one small amount of oil. And when she obeyed the instruction of the prophet, she was able to pull out buckets of oil from just a little volume of oil. Observe what he asked her. What is it that you have in your house? And what did God ask Moses? What is it that you have in your hand? So fundamentally, these stories are showing us that you have to start with what you have. You have to start with the resources that you have, and God will multiply it. You have to start with the skills that you have, the resources that you have, the land that you have. Whatever it is that you have to start with that, and God will multiply. You have to focus your attention on the things that you have and how you can multiply it, how you can manage it. But what I see is that people are, they are like pocket watchers, watching other people's pocket. They do not watch theirs. They are busy wondering how much money that man making. That woman making a lot of money. That man over there making a lot of money. That man have a business. That man must be making a lot of money and all of that. They never think about the expenses of the business. Certain times it may be that the person did not even make profit for probably 4 months, and within these 4 months he's trying to keep his workers, so he still has to find money to pay them. None of these things register in the hearts and in the minds of people. They always pocket watch. That man making a lot of money. They never check the people's expenses. That man have this, that man have that. But I have seen people with acres and acres of land that their parents have, or other resources that their parents have, or they themselves have, and they refuse to think of how they can multiply those things. They refuse to think of how they can add value to those things. They refuse to think of how maybe God can give them the strength and the blessing to multiply those things. All they do is think of other people's multiplications, what other people are doing. That man have this, that man have that. You do not know what the other people do to get what they get. Right now, there are situations right now, people are even jealous of drug dealers. The people reach a point now where when people complain about drug dealers and drugs, it is not that they're really concerned about the effect of drugs on the culture, on the health of people or whatever. They are people in the society that are really jealous of the lifestyle and the wealth of drug dealers. They are jealous of the drug dealers, a lot of them, because what they do in the society, they are pocket watchers. They never consider what they have at their disposal to multiply it, to increase it, to develop it. Now, their minds are really focused on other people's money, other people's wealth, other people's effort, and they dream. They daydream about people. That one making money, that one this, that one that. But your mother have 20, 100 acres of land. Your father have all these things at his disposal. You have all these skills, all that mind, and you can't think of how to monetize it. But you're just thinking of what other people are doing with what God gave them. Stop being pocket watchers. God give you talent, He give you skills. You need to think of what is in your hand, because God is going to ask you what it is that you have in your hand. Keep the fire burning. Think of the resources that you have, the talents, the skills that you have, and how you can multiply those things. And stop pocket watching. Stop watching and thinking about other people's resources and their skills and their wealth. Keep the fire burning.